How to be brave? How can I love and not afraid to fall? Watching you stand alone.
You are. No doubt about that. Good afternoon. Please be seated. Today we're gathered as friends and family to show our support and love to two wonderful people, Rob and Jen. They've asked us to be here part of a commencement of a lifelong journey as they set forth from the journey of marriage. And marriage is an interesting thing. You know, it's not a requirement for anything tangible. It's not mandated by law. The parties aren't chosen by anyone other than themselves. And marriage is a choice between two people who want to create a union to strengthen and protect one another. The symmetry and balance appeal both to the eye and to the mind. We know that when two parts play an equal role in the construction of an entity, the result is much greater in strength and resilience to force than any part could have on its own. Each can support the other to withstand the rigors and stresses brought on by nature and time. And when two people elect to join in the construction of something greater than themselves, they agree to a lifelong commitment to one another. That's what we call a marriage. The bond that brings the parts of these two together, this new entity, is a sacred trust between the parties. It's the pledge of love, forgiveness, kindness, courage, understanding, and commitment. Not only when things are calm, but in times of stress and turbulence. It's the trust that when the storm passes, the dust settles, the water's calm, that you both will be standing in mutual support. That is what a marriage is. As Justice Anthony Kennedy so eloquently stated, no union is more profound than marriage. For it embodies the highest ideals of love, fidelity, devotion, sacrifice, and family. In forming a marital union, two people become something greater than they once were. So we gather today as Rob and Jen create their tomorrows. First reading is from Peter Pope.
Well, Rob and Jen asked me to pick out something to read, and so I've picked out a sonnet. Some of you may be old enough to know what a sonnet is. But back in the, all the way from the Renaissance up through the 19th century, it was pretty much a requirement. If you were planning to attract someone of the opposite sex to your relationship, you had to write a sonnet, and most of them were pretty terrible. But one of the masters of the sonnet was Elizabeth Barrett Browning, who mastered the form. And I'm going to read an Italian sonnet, which was extremely difficult to write in English, that she wrote. The Italian sonnet has two parts. The first 8 lines are one part. In this case, the first 8 lines are about life. And then the last 6 lines, in this case, are about love and how love transforms life and the rhythm of life. And the only problem with this sonnet is that she wrote this thing in 1850, And some of the things don't apply real well to Oregon on this particular day. So I did make a few slight amendments. Love by Elizabeth Barrett Brown. We cannot live except thus mutually we alternate. Mine, yours, his, hers. The reflex act of life. And when we bear our virtue onward most impulsively, to law, or other high invocation called be, most instantly compelling certes, there we live most life, finishing first or fair, running, cycling, frolicking in the sea. Ah, but when a soul, by choice and conscience, doth throw out her full force on another soul, the conscience and the concentration both make mere life love. For love in perfect hold and aim consummated is love in sooth, as nature's magnet heat rounds pole with pole.
Next reading is by Anne Crow.
Jen and Rob selected this reading for me to read to them today. Captain Corelli's Mandolin by Louis de Bernier. Love is a temporary madness. It erupts like volcanoes and then subsides. And when it subsides, you have to make a decision. You have to work out whether your root was so entwined together that it is inconceivable that you should ever part. Because this is what love is. But love is not breathlessness. It is not excitement. It is not the promulgation of promises of external passion. That is just being in love, which any fool can do. Love itself is what is left over when being in love has burned away. And this is both an art and a fortunate accident. Those that truly love have roots that grow towards each other underground. And when all the pretty blossoms has fallen from their branches, they find that they are one tree and not two.
When we first met, you continued to captivate me and keep me on my toes every day, like no one else ever has. Over the last 2.5 years, you've been both my rock and my partner in crime. Your humor and slightly sarcastic wit continuously made me laugh and smile, even when I'm trying not to. But probably my favorite part of all of your jokes is the little glance in my direction after, just to see if I'm laughing. Your loyalty and dedication to your family and friends has made me want to be a better friend in person. You've continued to bring me comfort, joy, and the cutest puppy that I could have ever asked for. Your unwavering belief in my ability to dig deep and push through obstacles has given me the confidence to continually take on new challenges that I would have never imagined tackling before I met you. As your wife, I promise to be your best friend as well as partner through the good days and the hard days. I promise to watch numerous University of Virginia basketball games without complaint, even though most of the people here will agree that college football is clearly the superior sport. I promise to stand by your side while we further our dreams and chase our children, who will be much faster runners than me if they inherit your athleticism. No matter what the future holds for us, both good and bad, I know that we will face it together and stand and grow side by side. And today, and for every single day in the future, I will always get to be the one who gets to say that I got to marry you.
Jen, when I reflect on our relationship, I think about the great times we've had. Jen, when I reflect upon our relationship, I think about the great times we've had and I dream about the great moments in our future. But I also think about all the advice we've received from family and friends, the support we've had. And I think about one of the wisest men I've ever met that I know told me, when you look for a partner, it's not someone who completes you, it's someone who challenges you. Dad, I found her. Jen, you challenge me daily. You challenge me to be a better person, a better partner, and someday I'm sure you'll challenge me to be a better parent. I know I'm a better man because of it. What inspires me is also that you challenge yourself. I haven't met anyone that challenges herself more than you do. Takes on a task that maybe or maybe she should not be able to complete, but she's determined to do it. I've learned so much from you. Even today I learned that you're supposed to give your bride her wedding present on her wedding day, not 2 days before. I've learned from you the power of determination and stick-to-itness. And it's inspired me to continue on. One of the most instinctive men I've ever met once told me, when talking about marriage to you, good luck. Dan, with all due respect, Jen and I don't need luck. But he also told me, you can depend upon Jen as one of the most supportive people you'll ever meet. And he's right. You're supportive when I ask you not to. Whether it's I'm sitting in trial, or riding a bicycle with a gorilla suit on, or tracking me over 15 hours in a bike race in Canada, you're there. Jen, I promise to challenge you, to support you, and to always be there. I promise to love you, Scotch, and whiskey. Scotch and whiskey are a cat and dog, even when I may not like you very much. I promise to always strive to be a better man and a better partner and a better parent. I love you unconditionally and more every day.
Rob, Jen, your wedding rings are the outward and visible sign of the inward and invisible bond between you and that which unites you in love. These rings serve as the seal of the vows Rob and Jen exchange. I ask thee to give Jen's ring to Rob. Rob, place the ring on Jen's finger and repeat after me. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring.
Wear it with love and joy.
Wear it with love and joy.
As this ring has no end,
As this ring has no end,
my love is also forever.
my love is also forever.
Lee, would please give Rob's ring to Jen. Jen, please place the ring on Rob's finger. Repeat after me. I give you this ring.
I give you this ring.
Wear it with love and joy.
Wear it with love and joy.
As this ring has no end,
As this ring has no end.
my love is also forever.
My love is also forever.
May the wedding rings that you've exchanged today remind you always that you are surrounded by and be with love. Rob, Jen, in the presence of your family and friends who have joined you to share this moment of joy, you have declared your love and affection for one another. You have stated you wish to live together, create a family, and always be open to a deeper, richer friendship and partnership, and you have formed your own union based on respect and honor. Now, I know something about life sentences. Probably more so than anyone else. And therefore, it is my privilege to officially announce you as husband and wife. You may now seal this union with a kiss. I present you as my privilege to present you for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Rob and Jen Crow.